Hey, how's it going? John here, scouting out points of interest, state parks, historic sites. Today I'm in Wethersfield, Connecticut, taking a walk down Main Street. It's the Heritage Walk. Parked behind motor vehicles, additional public parking. So we're not really just going down Main Street. Parking motor vehicles, down State Street, down Hartford Ave, down Main Street, down Garden, a little kickback here, up, left, back, up, and all the way up. We can continue up here, or you can take a left if you're tired and go back. To the right is Cove Park, now owned by the town. If you haven't seen my Cove Park video yet, please watch that. 1680 warehouse. At the end of State Street, where State Street meets Hartford Ave, this is the Solomon Wells house, available for rental to Wethersfield residents, built in the 1700s. Take a quick peek at Solomon Wells house and head left on Hartford Ave. Beautiful brick building where State meets Hartford Ave. And on the right, Standish Park, the largest brownstone bench in the world. Still on Hartford Avenue, this is the James Francis House. There's so many historic buildings on this walk. I'm just going to focus on the 1700s buildings. You can get a good list if you go to historicbuildingsct.com. It will tell you each town and its historic buildings. But to do a renovation, you need a certificate of appropriateness. Sounds kind of silly, but it's a common thing in historic districts. And you'll see the results just walking around town. Continue straight on Hartford Avenue. Hartford Ave meets Main Street. Go straight across. Then we're going to head down the left side of Main Street. On the left is the First Church of Christ. This was built in 1761. This congregation has been gathering since 1635. Cross the crosswalk to continue on Main Street. Lucky Lou's, yet another historic. Here's the Hurlbut Dunham House. I love the trim work on this porch. It's kind of a narrow porch. Patio chairs were a lot smaller back in those days. Keeney Memorial Cultural Center. Visitors Center. That peak. Not in the 1700s range, but a beautiful circa 1830 building, Chester Bulkley House, now a bed and breakfast. Keep your eyes open for very large, very old trees. If you've seen my Hamden Milestones video, you'll understand why I'm excited about this one. Right on Main Street. 4 miles to Hartford. The old Academy, 1805. This is the home to the Wethersfield Historical Society. They own the Hurlbut Dunham House, but this is their office. Like that peak up there, but we need a cherry picker to series here. The tan, the red, and the blue, 3 buildings from the 1700s. 1799, this one barely made the cut. When Main Street intersects with Garden, turn left. When Garden Street meets Broad Street, walk straight through Broad Street Green to the other side. When you get to the other side of the Broad Street Green, take a left. Here's an impressive tree on the Broad Street Green. Right across from the tree is the home site of Leonard Chester, one of Wethersfield's original 10. This building will catch your eye on the way out. The Silas W. Robbins House, now a bed and breakfast. Going to continue straight up Broad Street. This is one of my favorite sections of this walk. You have the Ezekiel Williams house, circa 1759. It is for sale. And then some very old buildings at the end. On one side, you have the 1730 Ezra Webb house. And on the other side, the Butolph Williams house. This one's so old they don't even put a date on it. 1711. It's the setting for the Newbery Award-winning book, Witch of Blackbird Pond. And it's the end of the road. Literally the end of the road. The ancient burying ground. Worth another visit. Extends way back up the hill. We're approaching Main Street. We're going to cross and take a left. This is the Webb House. George Washington met with Rochambeau at this location, making war plans in 1781. Walk to the right of the Webb House. In the back is the Webb Barn, also available for functions. That brick on the back of the Silas Deane, no, that's not the Silas Deane, on the back of the Webb House. Ancient brick. Boards on the back of this building. The Silas Deane House, built in 1766. When you reach this building, turn around and head back up the left side of Main Street. Heading up the left side of Main Street, there's an interesting brick building. I have the feeling it hasn't been occupied in a while, with all this tree growth around it. Interesting brick work and trim work. It is for sale. Here's the Seed Man, the Belden House, 1767. They also learned Wethersfield has the oldest seed companies in the United States. Spot to stop for ice cream. Main Street Creamery and Cafe. So we're going to cut across to the right side of Main Street. Here's an old grindstone. Timothy Stillman, 1750. That glass up high looks very old. Some serious paint. Sagging clapboard is a dead giveaway for an old house. Ebenezer Talcott, 1750. So here you have a choice. You can head left to go back to your car, or you can continue straight on Main Street to catch a few more 18th century buildings. There's the Cove Park warehouse through the trees. If you haven't watched that video yet, please do. Beautiful view from this 1700s home. Captain Samuel Latimer, circa 1775. Arriving back at State Street, take a right to return to DMV. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. Please subscribe. Please watch my other videos on Cove Park and the Hamden Milestones. That was about a 3-mile walk. I'll have to come back and figure out how long it takes when I'm not stopping and talking to myself. But that's the largest historic district in Connecticut, and it's top 6 in New England. If you like historic buildings, you have to come to Wethersfield, Connecticut and take a walk. So get out there, have some fun, explore your world. Happy hunting.